And I'm gonna lower my volume a little. Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Mindustry, where you're probably noticing something a little bit different. What is this region? Here's a hint. And here's the mess that I made in like an hour before recording. Correction, here's the mess. Correction, correction. Here is the mess. And it kinda sucks still too. Diesel does not feel worth it in this. So I will simply find a better solution later. But this is for some future plans, but I had a feeling people probably wouldn't really want to watch it on camera. Not blaming you or anything, it admittedly is kind of boring. Although watching drill spin is fun. Fan spin. Don't worry about the sheer quantity of drills being built on scrap, you know? That really doesn't matter at the end of the day, trust me. Why would I try to deceive you with that? They're purely decorative. Is also what I'm saying to where I'm going to use them. But yeah, with this incredibly weak unit, I built a lot of drills. That is very fast compared to a diesel generator, mind you. Very fast. Which means I really should upgrade the polys. And I will set that up, probably. Yeah. What is the plan for today? Well, it's to actually push into everyone's favorite sector. Now, I know this is going to be really hard to believe, and I need you to be with me on this. Desolate Rift. Now, what is my plan for Desolate Rift? It's a good question, admittedly. Forgot to tell them to do the right job. Well, I have options, but I believe I've already stated I want to try the comet, because the comet looks very fun, and the dragon's claw with its alternate ammo, because I'm pretty sure nanometal is going to be very powerful, and nanometal corrupt seems pretty interesting. So without further ado, choose a launch sector. This is probably not the best sector, but it has some of the resources I'll need. Correction, that probably is like probably 85. And then we'll launch to Desolate Rift. Resources? Yes. And away we shall go. So here's a quick summary of Desolate Rift. It's pretty desolate, and it has some of the best resource deposits in the entire game. Unless you go alternate sectors and completely sequence break the game like me. Come on, people. But essentially, this is a very rough sector to try and fortify, and I plan to give absolutely zero care in the world about that fact. In fact, I plan to just make fun of it. However, I'm going to need a lot of infrastructure. And I don't just mean a lot, I mean like, oh god, a lot. So let's start sending over some of the supplies we will be needing. Huh. Righty. Surge alloy is going to be important for this one. You'll see why the Comet uses them, actually. That's pretty blatant if you've looked at the mod pack. Pack as in just mod. There's a lot of stuff in here. I really enjoy mods. Okay, so, what is the plan? Plan is simple. This map gives you free power, and I plan to use all of it effectively. And by that, I mean not only am I going to use geothermal power, I'm going to overclock geothermal, because for some reason you can increase the rate in which the planet produces heat. Now, I might not be any geologist, if geologists are the ones who study I mean, what the fuck am I saying? Yes, they do. I was just thinking of a different thing, like geology, or no, urban geology or something. Finally, my time has come for me to say something incredibly fucking stupid on camera and be too lazy to retcon it and leave it into the video. Because eventually, every YouTuber is going to say something immensely fucking stupid that they want to take back, but you know what? It's funnier if I leave it in. So fuck it, we ball. May my regret on this be temporary, because I take full responsibility to my own incompetence. And absolutely fucking abysmal building speed. But this will provide me with the power I need to expand. And expand I shall quickly, because doing this will tremendously increase build speed. There we go. Now we'll get help with building, which, believe it or not, is the important part. Now I forget what the first wave of this map has, but I remember it's not something fun. It isn't an extreme sector if it wasn't extreme, obviously. Fortunately, though, geothermal is absolutely broken in this game, so expect me to be fully utilizing it wherever possible. I don't think I can get both in one, so I'll do some of that, get some overclocking out for them, and all should be good. Oh, they smoke now or something. In all reality, this should be taking in water, I'd presume, but whatever. Now we have a poly. I've completely lost interest in regards to that sector, and will proceed to have none. Obviously. Because why would I be bothered? Even with just one poly, this is already 50% faster, technically. Now, some would say I wasted a lot of resources doing this compared to something like an impact reactor, but I say it took less brain power and therefore made me happier. Shocker, I know. And that, yep, they're both overclocked. We should be making insane, yep, 18k in just a little bit, because I have all of these generators producing an absurd amount of power. Why they made them so powerful, I don't know. Why am I complaining? I also don't know. This is amazing. Help me, polys. Because we're gonna move up here. Now this wall might be damaged, but whatever. If I'm not mistaken, comets have most of the range of a foreshadow for some fucking reason. So if I put one here, yep, they have absurd range. Which I'm absolutely going to be using to my ability here. In fact, what I think could be really fun is just make a lot of these. Now, comets use a lot of power. Counterpoint, geothermal produces a lot of power. And these also attack air units, so anything that goes for the generators are going to have to get hit by a comet. So, yeah. This is going to be a fun one, I presume. And I can't wait to see how it progresses. Anyways, I'm going to do some of this. Now keep in mind, everything in this mod pack has a really long build time. And I do mean very, very long build time. Also, these take like a bunch of surge. Me fail English? That's possible. There's the time for anyone who's curious. I'm gonna stay up until 4 a.m. because I take afternoon shifts, and morning shifts make me feel unwell. Do I bother? What the hell is this range, dude? Yeah, okay. Yes, I know I'm getting rid of power. I think we can mutually agree that won't matter too much now. What I need to do is plug in the comet, and I'm pretty sure one comet can do the first wave. Do not let 18 waves fool you. First rule about Desolate Rift is do not underestimate Desolate Rift. Because Desolate Rift is a hard sector for a good reason. And that's because it's genuinely just a hard sector. "15 enemies. No one comment on how I'm actually intimidated by that fact, even though I already said it would be a lot. I'm just gonna take some surge and then fly away. They're gonna... Admittedly, I thought that would be worse. Can we all agree on that fact? Oh right, they also need water to fire in general. These polys are gonna be extremely fucking confused. Nice. I did not build these with a proper water channel, but perhaps, since these things are so big, that doesn't matter as much. We'll just pump the water right down the middle. And not delete the surge alloy, preferably. Build speed. I think that should probably go out here-ish. I wanted to have like 2 lanes of these, which admittedly would fit, so we'll see. 0 effort. At least get like 1 free belt out of it. Not negative free belts. Still not that. There we go. Effort. Wait, that... Oh god, that was the cooldown time you just saw then. Completely in action. Because these things have a huge cooldown without water. Hence the addition of water. Virgin is still alive. Load this up. It's not even plugged in. Progress, my friends. There we go. Now they're probably going to try and blow up the walls again, which admittedly went pretty damn well the last time. Desolate Rift is scary. I am going to actually focus on water instead. You know, that's a pretty crazy realization of mine, but we have the high pressure water extractors. My beloved. Now, to be fair, they're only as good as a rotary pump. But that's also a rotary pump worth of water that it can get literally any... Oh. Death. Confusion? Get them. See, the thing with these is they use a lot of water. The fuck are they aiming? Whew. They hit like a semi-truck, by the way. A really, really angry semi-truck. Good. Cool off and fire again. Dead. So what you just saw there was me getting overconfident and then realizing that I'm not really getting any shipments of surge alloy. Where is it? Surge one. What are you exporting? Surge alloy. Where is it going? I don't know. Allegedly, it is being imported, just not enough, as it seems. But these things are like weirdly ammo efficient, if I must. Which is a great thing. If or not, that's still proper placement. There we go. I'll probably just connect it to the pond, admittedly. Those things should also be wreaking havoc on the power grid, but we won't tell them that yet. I'm going to want to make some loaders for Surge, like so. Cargo, cargo. Surge alloy. They take only what they need, fortunately. And there we go, Surge alloy is on delivery to one side. But that's fine. Well, I guess the bridges have their internal capacity. I kind of forgot that was a feature. Don't ask. Don't ask questions to things you don't want the answer of, obviously. Admittedly, I can place these a little bit sloppy. These turrets don't complain too much about placements. I would love to get one more built, although I don't think I have nearly... They're expensive. Oh god. Okay, I guess walls don't matter anymore. I love this. They're also going to start setting fires to everything, which admittedly is something I should have taken into account for sooner, but that's what the wave is for. Build those. Yeah, my bad. I made a poor assumption. Remember that part where I said they hit like a semi-truck? I meant that in the literal sense. Goodness gracious. I'm going to try and reduce the amount of water we're burning. In exchange, I want to start pumping it in. Mainly because these things are... when I say they're power expensive, I mean like 900 a second is like... That's a little much. Can I not conveniently fit all the pumps in here? Totally can. Today we learn about rounding. Why in situations like these, rounding is great. I want to hear from any one of you. Because admittedly, you're all right, and this is bad. But also welcome to the endgame, where you're just wealthy and no longer care as much. Yeah, I said it. I said it. It's a factory game, of course it's gonna get out of hand. Why wouldn't it? Effort. Proceed to drag from a completely unrelated location, yes. So I was gonna miss that. Okay. Perfect. Look at that lineup. It's perfect. Admittedly, I didn't think I was gonna have this much water on the desolate roof, so we take the winter, we can get them. Immediately filled up. Tank's gonna go. Sorry, guys. There we go. So now we're generating a bunch of water. Oh. Look at the usage! Goodness gracious, how much water do these use? Oh, 60 per. Ouch. Yeah, no, that's bad. There's tier 4s, tier 3s. They hit more like a freight train now that I think about it. Yeah, okay. What is this weapon? Guys, we might not need the Dragon's Claw. These might be good enough. I would love to use said Dragon's Claw, but, you know, things have to live long enough for me to consider them relevant. That's just not happening. And that's just not a good sign. Why on earth are we bleeding so much silicone? Is it because I'm not taking in any? Yes. Hello, slash TP silicone to I already won. I've already won according to the game. I have one and then one more. Yep. Gaming. The drones don't even know what to do. They're so ammo efficient. And I could overclock them too. Don't forget. These are not meant to be a fair weapon. Neither are these. Screwed. We have all the endgame funds. We're gonna use them. Please, please, just work with me on this one, please, please. Holy shit. They heard it for once. You know how you make this stuff more secure? Force field it. Just like so. Now I already know what you're probably thinking, and admittedly, who cares? There is definitely ways to make this game easier. Allow me to show. Yep. Phase. No. Shoe. Also, wait, that we got a new shipment in? Tier 4? Yeah. See, that's typically scary, but I have a freight train set up, and it's pretty mean. I could. Effort. Run. So this is typically a pretty devastating foe. Anyways, freight trains. With homing. Did the shield not break? No, the shield definitely broke. Oh, that's... This is 4, by the way. This is 4. That's not many. I mean, let's just arm it up even further, right? Like, why not? You know what I mean? Right, folks? Oh, let me just expand my core size a little bit. Yeah, just something like that. Perfect core size upgrade. Phase. Admittedly, I don't need this stuff. Nanometal. Now, admittedly, I don't need very much of this stuff, so we'll just use 2. I'd say that's probably within rounding. Right? And here's the brilliant strategy I've come up with that only I have. It's called slap in 2 volts. Just sort of say that's good enough. Yeah. Whoop. Get the right one now. Don't want to be contaminating them. Whoop. Even more secure. Thank you. Now, some of you might think this is overpowered, and you'd be correct. But of course, don't we just play games to become incredibly powerful? That or I've been watching too much Lazy Matman recently, and the gamble mentality is real, folks. Behold, death. Immediately they're not balanced, but that's what the drones are for. They do the balancing part for me. Stay away. Have we progressed too far? Is this just too powerful now? Because I think we might have reached that point. We're not using that much power. I would like to avoid... I can't even blackout. Because geothermal... Well, you don't power geothermal. If I had to turn on the planet... Like, if I had to plug in the planet to produce power, I'd be very concerned with the planet. But hey, now we have power storage. Can we round that out, please? So now we have 1 million power storage. And I think we're feeling pretty damn comfortable. Aren't we? Is this too many cargo loaders? We'll find out. Nah, we're fine. Guess they were overclocked. Fun fact, these aren't overclocked yet. And there's so much titanium just waiting to be used. Except I'm not going to use titanium. You know why? Because I'm lazy. I said it. I did. I really did. Alrighty. Ooh, no, a Guardian shows up. The one at nuclear site was more dangerous. However, this is also very, very worrying. Why am I thinking hard? I can just... This is late game, I don't have to think. Fuck it, how much is the range on this? Nah, it's fine. I'll probably just make some sort of catastrophe and say it's fine. Oh, I guess that gets water cooled. Well, what do you know? Add a bit more capacity. I'm trying to think that might not be necessary. But whatever, we're rich. And therefore do not care. That one could be plugged in. But it looks like a lot of effort. So I don't want to. Efficient? What is efficient? I've never heard of this word. Fine, I'll do a little bit. Alright, never say I didn't do anything. There we go. Now they're all water cooled. For what reason? None. They don't need it. None of them need an upgrade. They're just really powerful. How about I half-ass this a little bit? Because that sounds good to me. I cannot draw today, it seems. Or most days, really. There we go. Now most of them are liquid cooled. If this is upsetting you, I want you to know what my current DPS looks like. A huge swarm comes in, run away, and then this happens to them. Death. The fuck? Just blew up. Keep in mind, we're only getting started, people. This is only the start of it. Apparently also the start of me not being able to fucking count. Oh boy. Well. Nothing's gonna live long enough. Might as well. Yep. Some would call this a little bit insane. I'd love to see. Listen, it It just works. I don't even think they're gonna live long enough to be even really on camera. Oh no. Death. Oh no. The freaking dragon claws, they don't have enough range. Yeah, this gives me an idea, actually. This gives me an idea, actually. This gives me an idea. And only 50% down. Suddenly, I think this second part of the tech tree might become a little bit less relevant. What do you say? Don't think I'm not going to use them. Of course I'm going to use them, because, believe it or not, there's 2 enemy bases nearby. I thought it was only one. It was only one high difficulty, but apparently there's also a medium. Not like it matters too much, though, but, you know, there is. And amazingly, the power grid is doing perfectly fine in all of this, so I'm really starting to question what I was worried about. Also, man, that gets flat. I remembered I had to have so many ripples and meltdowns when I first did this, and I know the meltdowns aren't good. It's just funny laser thing at the time was very, very enticing. I want to see the power grid, what it does. They've cleverly tried to move out of the way. Well, that was 4K on weapons, but, I'm not gonna lie, I think I've already won. And we're just in the starting bit. Oh boy. Ah, that's a shame. How about 2 tier 4s? That ought to do it. They're actually just scared of them. Probably because they blocked off the path, but... Make a death. See, Desolate Rift. Here's the thing about Mindusty. All sectors are difficult, unless you build defense. Then all sectors are just fun. Hold on, let me just take a thumbnail photo right now. There we go. Oh, a break. Nah, we don't need it. The comet is so fucking strong, though. They're gone. They're gone. Fellas, I think we have a winner. Oh, I died. I think we have a winner, fellas. Not even the polys are needed anymore. It's just too strong. Let's just build a second one, or like a more. Oh gosh. Oh. Stop sending in tier 2s. They're not working. They're clearly not working. Just don't even bother, game. Tier 3s. Menacing foes. Unfortunately, I don't care about those. I hate rhymes. You got me on that one. Fucking ashes. There's so many ashes. Oh no. Wait, their shields do work. Not well, but they do. Oh, he even brought some friends. Perfect. Maybe they'll... never mind, everything here has insane amounts of piercing. Who am I kidding? Polywave, polywave. mind, the defense isn't finished. I think it's safe to say I have decimated the desolate rift by oh so much. If the mod offer is watching, I think I know what's gonna get nerfed first. To be fair, getting 500 search for even just one of these is supposed to be a pretty challenging feat. Then again, sequence broke everything, and I had this, like, as soon as I could get Surge, I got Surge. So, yeah. We actually gained ammo in those. It's nice to be the powerful one. Think of how far this playthrough has gone. I am so happy with how it's going to end. How much range does this thing have? I think they should have at least half the range. Maybe half the damage too. What a clean sweep that was. Well, I mean, besides the very beginning, but I mean, who cares in all reality? I also want to let that finish. Also, that's radiator corroded. Nanometal corruption. Ooh. Oh, I see. It's painful. But also, comet exists. Nice.